Sometimes it comes in the front door. Sometimes it comes in the window. Sometimes it comes through the air conditioner. Sometimes it comes through the water pipes. Sometimes it comes through the electrical sockets. Sometimes it comes right up through the toilet. Sometimes it comes through the clock. Sometimes it comes through the medicine cabinet. Sometimes it comes through the mail. Sometimes it comes through the radio receiver. Sometimes it comes across the radio receiver.
Such concerns are neurotic, therefore finally trivial. Such concerns are the product of a man who spends too much time watching the private pictures it paints on the backside of the brain, therefore trivial.
You think trivial, and a word lies up in a distant mountain. The result of 3 years' effort on the part of workers who are paid for a certain activity, each day of which they have no sense of connectedness or purpose other than feeding themselves and their families. Except a beautiful thought finally manifests itself as a word on a mountaintop, which glows at night in a bright colour which you do not think is beautiful, because the colour is garish like a neon colour. And on nights when the air is full of mist, the mist catches and reflects the garish colour and softens and dilutes it. Do you agree? That is beautiful. But is it? The word's an interesting word? No. The word is no more interesting than another. We've forgotten what the word is because we're remembering the beautiful dispersed colours of the reflectiveness which makes us imagine a more intense colour, which is now the hidden but highly imagined source of great intensity, but we find no one except an imaginary person inside us. Great. Just great. Great. Just great!
Look at this jewel. It's faceted. That means the light enters it and bounces around before it comes out. That's why it sparkles. The idea enters it, bounces around, and each bounce hits the eye. A jewel of an act. A jewel of an emotion. A jewel of an idea. Beautiful childhood person, do you know my real name?
The thunder gave birth to 12 shiny golden wheels, those fast and burning cars, distributed to 12 princes of the earth, and Niagara received one. The 12 princes of the earth, 12 shiny golden wheels, those fast and burning cars, distributed to 12 princes of the earth, and Niagara received one. The 12 princes of the earth, 12 shiny golden wheels, those fast and burning cars, distributed to 12 princes of the earth, and Niagara received one. The 12 princes of the earth, 12 shiny golden wheels, those fast and burning cars, distributed to 12 princes of the earth, and Niagara received one.
how I drive. In the manipulation of my car, I am a total career. In the manipulation of my automobile, I make a medium as for traffic flow, but other automobiles are not so perceptually varied. Their roots are my roots, but different rhetorical patterns, creating my own ecstatic... What do you call us? What do you call us? What do you call us? Do I speak gibberish? It is the style of driving, and speed, and final destination in my car that the thunder gave birth to. Great car.
Great car.
Great car.
Here's an important dream. I wanted to have so much money. Whatever I desired was mine.
Here's an important thing. I wanted people to love me, to put aside their own self-interest, to dedicate their lives to my happiness.
Here's an important dream. I wanted to be able to speak my thoughts without inhibition, totally to be able to reach out and touch whatever could or could not be touched by my half-recognizable desires.
Here's an important dream. I want it to be bigger, better, brighter, faster, longer, more strong, more happy, more alive, more, 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 more. More.
Here's an important dream. I woke up one morning and I found the world just how I desired it. All flowers were in place where there were supposed to be flowers. All rivers, houses, trees, animals, people. Same thing. Same thing.
Will my dreams come true?
If you believe so,
Of course.
if you worship God,
Of course.
if you live good,
Of course. Is that all? Seems so easy.
it is easy. More, 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 more.
Find out how to run a big business! Find out how to seduce a beautiful girl! Find out how to mix metaphors in a language you find tough! Find out how to cook a pork stew with onions! Find out how to balance yourself at the end of a 12-foot pole on top of a tall building! Find out how to ride a one-wheel bicycle without using your hands! Find out how to punish a man approximately 5 foot 8.5 inches tall, but nobody finds out, and it isn't physical death! Find out how to stop dead in your tracks when confronted by undeniable evil! Find out how to spell configuration! Find out how to spell accidental! Find out how to spell multiple!
Beautiful child person. Do you know my real name?
Pourquoi c'est supposé croissant salataire?
Mi sento strano e dire questo nobody mano.
Ritorna le donne!
Ne senza d'uso tamabile.
Se potessi di fonda distribuiti e tutto precisamente! Tu sei scozze
Non sei sotto! È un automobile!
Macchina!
I'm not so sure you can read him a console button. As a driver, basta, will automobile?
I'm not so sure you can really master the steering accelerator! I'm so full!
Non sei sotto!
I'm not so sure she can open the door!
Come on now! 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 Come on now!
Does everybody have the aura as powerful as your look? A female guru. Look. A capitalist.
Nobody knows my name. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Nobody knows what books I like, but I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Nobody knows where I'm going when I leave here, but I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Nobody knows if I like my name, or if I don't like my name, but I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Nobody knows if I can swim. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Nobody knows if I went on vacation last year, but I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Nobody knows if I like birds or if I don't like birds. But I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
was one of those days when the only thing that was going right was my relationship to everything that was going wrong.
It was one of those days. Why can I possibly explain the opposite idea to the idea I already have?
Ah, you need a dose of antitoxin.
I can't explain the opposite idea to the idea I already have, because the moment I begin to explain it, it turns immediately into the idea I have.
We'll never solve it.
It's just normal cornflakes.
What's wrong? They're not just normal cornflakes.
Using individual cornflakes instead of a typewriter, he or she started to write word for word an entirely new version of Leo Tolstoy's famous book, War and Peace. In this new version of the Russian classic, the psychological and spiritual content took precedence over external insights, which hardly existed, perhaps owing to the limitations of the medium, which, in this case, was cornflakes, rather than real life.
That leads to a comparison of English and Russian novelists. The novel on a grand scale seems to have been done best by the Russians. Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Turgenev. Except in such hands where the whole range of society is presented. The family, the political, the military and economic systems, and a clash of personalities and ideas. The novel is concerned largely with the prevailing social habits of a given place and time. This tends to restrict it to secondary range as an art form, not quite up to those tremendous universal themes of the great Greek tragedies. But I've noticed that a great many second-rate works of art which survive and have a long life, which they may not deserve as well as their betters, because they embody some continuingly popular subject. It is true, a widely popular subject is likely to be a good one, but for purposes of survival, the work must appeal to a good many people.
I've had more visionary experiences than you could shake a stick at.
Celebrate it!
How?
I don't know.
I have a suggestion.
Charles. Walls. Stand. Chicken. Doctor. Walls. Motivation. Stove fire. Pain. Attitude. Walls. I don't know. Can't check anything. Page face. Here. Lie. Walls.
Can I move by without? Can I dance mine without?
before, I had assumed there were just two attitudes. One, a striving with wits to make my thoughts follow the path I had chosen. The other, a witless dreaming. Letting them wander off, useless and blindly nosing after the grass. Now I began to think there might be not just two, but as many different attitudes as steps in a dance. I tried to make a list of all the different attitudes I'd found, the situations I thought they'd be appropriate in. That feeling when I was tired. Putting myself outside of myself, listening to music, and so on. I imagined myself practicing each one. As a dancer, first practices each separate step, and then learns to do each at the right moment. To leap, curtsy, or pirouette as the music might dictate. Detaching myself. Holding myself apart from what I was doing, which I first learned while starting my stockings, seemed equally effective in appreciating the landscape. Music, when it seemed to be nothing but meaningless sound, would leap into significance. As much as when I imagined myself dead, was when I pushed my awareness out into the hands of the conductor.
Possibilities. Look. A conflict that speaks volumes in that brief moment before it is transformed into light. Can I fly without flying apparatus? Can I carry a heavy rock in my arms when flying? Or is the rock itself the energy that shall lift me over a rock-strewn landscape? And it isn't it a rock-strewn landscape?
Don't guess. Don't analyze. Don't do anything.
Everyone can be peeled like an onion.
I have a difficult time making my arms flap in a way that closely resembles the way a bird's wings do.
Here. So many rocks in your hands.
Expect results?
But it's mathematician, madam.
I want not knowledge, but experience of the laws of things. To suffer them, not only to observe them, to apprehend with regards to the things I come across, the necessities of their being, what immutable law makes them what they are, their physics, and chemistry, and actuality. To feel it. Knowing is no good. Unless you feel the urgency of the thing. Maybe this is love. Your being becomes a part of it. Giving yourself to it.
Music, I ventured, may come nearer it than words. Sometimes during a good performance of the very greatest music, one has a sense that he is in the presence of infinitude. Somewhat similar to what the composer must have felt when he was having to choose between one concept and another in the hope of expressing it. The definite concepts are in tones or phrases, but all around them hover the infinitudes of possibility, the other ways in which this vastness might have been expressed.
It's not wise to talk about things that scare you. It's not wise to talk about things that make you cry. It's not wise to talk about things that make people mad at you. And it's not wise to talk about things that might jeopardize your economic security.
But I never talk about such things. Such things are private. Sometimes you talk about them without knowing you're talking about it. But it's true, dear Paula. A wealth of ideas can seek their insidious ways in most casual conversation. Or is the mind has no intention of inviting such renegade thoughts into the mansion of the soul? Nevertheless, I don't talk about things that must be impossible. Alas! Not impossible. Not impossible. Nothing is impossible.
But somebody turned on the radio and our ears distorted our eyes.
Don't turn on the radio! In the sense where the fruit was a pit. And that pit was the radio receiver of a particular fruit.
What's your name? I bet you've got a good name. What's your profession? I bet it's a fine profession. What's your taste in clothes? I bet you have a very good taste in clothes. What's your telephone number? I bet you have a very impressive telephone number.
How did you get to know so very much about me? Oh, Paula, you kept things secret. Things that were self-evident, written over my face.
Were they? You brought it on the back of my dress in red, like, were they? Painted on!
Selfish, selfish. Why do you say selfish? Were they? Were they?
I know the answer, unfortunately determined by the particular psychophysiological metaphysical orientation of Western civilization!
No more graven images.
No more graven images.
I saw all my enemies arrayed. Some with swords of flashing iron in the sun-drenched air. I saw liquid lead roofs torn off houses in celebration and infamy. The pageant, life on earth. I saw the hesitation to enter higher realms, realms of sharp passion. So extreme, so extreme.
I've heard people talking about me. I heard the sound of my own voice in a mirror. I heard the glacial cracking of the ice in my emotions. When I surveyed the landscape spread out beneath my feet for as far as the eye could see, I heard seeing, talking, tasting, touching, feeling.
I heard thunder.
I heard marching.
I heard hundreds of radios.
I heard radios marching.
I heard sounds marching.
I heard air marching.
I heard water.
Fire.
Somebody made overtures to my wife. Somebody tried to part my hair with a knife. Somebody went on the rampage in Buffalo. Several people I know crossed the street when I greeted them with a big hello. Somebody wiped his hands on my personal towel. Somebody went to town on my forehead without even asking me. Somebody got permission to the famous dance with a three-legged stool. And somebody cried out, "You fool! You fool! You fool!"
$20 in my wallet. Somebody stole my shoe. I had a quarter hidden in my shoe. Somebody stole my tie. I had a valuable diamond pin in my tie. Somebody stole my handkerchief. I had a piece of real gold wrapped in my handkerchief. Somebody stole my underwear. I had two $50 bills pinned to my underwear.
A certain person fulfilled all my expectations.
You can take off the shoes and...
Not to say I was fulfilled.
Relax.
A certain person manages in a certain way to wear a type of hat.
There's nobody
A
here.
certain person, demonic or not
You can
demonic.
gorge yourself on fresh
A certain
then it's picture
residual
those
armor.
fruits. Place those pits in a circle.
So much
physical
effort
body.
is lost. So much armor is practically, in practical terms, demanipulated.
Follow this carefully. I heard what you said. Therefore, look. Don't look. Listen. A bowl of conceptual therapeutic fruit. A bowl of radios. What radios? I mean, therapeutic radios. They cure me?
Therefore, a collection of dried pigs.
They cure me?
Plant them in dried earth.
Do radios grow radios? No, they grow plants.
In the ear. They grow plants which grow fruits, which hard!
So here it comes, I collect on the street trolley. But there are a lot of tools inside, shaking through the thumbs and splitting through the writing. Yeah, no, here it comes. The endless builders, ladies who put their pocketbooks inside their pocketbooks and they skip the lunch. The universal mobile starts with time. The person pulls their price like the universal is the mailman off the mountain. It is cold and very, very bad.
travel. I'm surrounded by all the fruits of the earth.
Look! He's moving!
Am I moving?
He's moving forward!
I'm not aware of that movement. Oh, Paul, knock on that door with your fist.
With my iron fist?
Oh, now everybody knows his name.
That's unusual, isn't it? Roses need the sun, but not this rose.
A rose that needs darkness.
That means it's still inside the rose.
Yes.
Look, the rose maiden.
That must hurt.
What?
Those roses must hurt.
What?
Initially, Paul, it must feel like lying on a bed of soft flesh.
What you mean it feels like lying on soft flesh, which is lying on a bed that both you and the soft flesh are lying upon?
That's not what I meant at all.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Wait a minute, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Can you flood me with hundreds and hundreds of vivid images?
Look, Paul. The rose maiden.
Does she know that I am dangerous?
Oh, she's entertaining the perhaps erroneous notion. She's the one who's really dangerous.
Delusions upon delusions, perhaps.
No. I think the truth of the matter is that I am dangerous. And she is dangerous. And she is dangerous as well.
She certainly moves fast.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Oh, yes. First she's flashing past doors, houses, trees, hills, flat.
The next moment she's who she is. The rose maiden. The rose maiden.
Here's a list of people who are really your dangerous enemies, Paul.
It might be dangerous to read that list.
Put on your glasses.
No.
Look, Paul, the very point of that sword can scratch your very eyelids.
You think I don't know that?
Then why this irrational refusal to put on your eyeglasses?
Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing.
I think that's the biggest problem of all. This whole commitment to the seeing is believing syndrome. Let's get out of that bag.
What? You mean less the temporal blind men?
Beautiful childhood person, do you know my real name?
The thunder gave birth to 12 shining automobiles, those fast and burning cars, distributed to 12 princes of the earth, and I have received one.
What shall I drive?
manipulation of my car. I have a total career. In the manipulation of my automobile, I make a medium out of the traffic flow. But other automobiles are not so
Perceptually varied.
Their roots are my roots. The different rhetorical patterns preempt my own ecstatic callums. Do I speak gibberish? I could have been one of the most famous amateur horseback riders of the 1980s. Is this the 1980s?
I could have pleased people in ways that's not trivial, since pleasure itself, though often irrelevant.
I could have taken wealth and added the idea of perspective.
I could have shifted certain centers of gravity.
I could have left an important void.
Twisted,
touched, turned,
perceived,
repair.
Possibly.
Certainly.
Absolutely.
I will. Have another drink.
Yeah, we'll come.
Turn this. I can keep this on. This could be like the best bit of film I've got. Want to be on the camera, Joe? See you later.
That was really good.
Did you enjoy it? Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I got kind of vacant actually. I smiled quite a lot.
Yeah. I think the crowd was feeling it as well. I saw performances before. There was no laughter, it kind of upset me.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it. Probably didn't like my
Yeah, you having a drink? I'm just going to drop this camera off and then, yeah, have a drink.
See you out there.
Did you enjoy it? Interesting. I saw you laugh.
There's a lot to think about. I wasn't expecting quite so much. Cool.
Yeah.
That's a good day. Right, I'm probably just going to get some money out.
So you'll be in the old Vic bar, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you in a moment. I just got to get rid of this camera. See you in a bit.
Yeah.
When I take pictures, I wonder if it's possible to send me one to go with a review on my venue. We could ask the guy.
Wicked, yeah. That would have been your first time, wouldn't it?
Right.
Does that go well?
Yeah,
happy with that one?
yeah. I reckon. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, of course, yeah, they said earlier actually.
Was that not you?
Yes,
That was Rob.
It came up at the end, so 25% of the men in the audience.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Shall I give you my email?
Like, it could have been a really exciting start. You're on a movie.
Just have.
No, it should be good. Are they not going to let you say hello backstage? No.
What?
I thought you might pop in and see how. It's very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop the camera off and I'll join you.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.